What if I told you the Philadelphia Eagles just made a move that could completely reshape their offense, not just for one season, but for years to come? A move that doesn't just add talent, it adds identity, power, and a clear message to the entire NFL. Because this isn't just another signing, this is a statement. And if you're a fan of smashmouth football, dominant offensive lines, and a run game that wears defenses down until they break, then you're going to love what's happening right now in Philadelphia. Because, make no mistake, the Eagles are building something scary, something physical, something unstoppable. Coming off recent success, the Eagles have made it crystal clear what their philosophy is going forward. This is not a team trying to reinvent itself every season. This is a team that knows exactly who they are, and who they are is dominant in the trenches. The latest signing only reinforces that identity. Instead of chasing flashy headlines or skill position hype, the Eagles have invested in something far more dangerous: consistency and control. Because when you control the line of scrimmage, you control the game. And now, with this new addition, the Eagles are stacking their roster in a way that could make their run game one of the most feared units in the entire league. Let's talk about the signing itself. The Eagles have brought in a powerful physical presence, a player who fits perfectly into their system and enhances what they already do best. This isn't just about adding depth. This is about adding dominance. What makes this move so impactful is how seamlessly it fits into the Eagles' offensive scheme. This is a team that thrives on zone runs, power runs, quarterback involvement, and keeping defenses guessing. And now, they've added another weapon who can execute all of that at a high level. This player brings toughness, durability, and the kind of downhill running style that punishes defenses. The kind of player who doesn't just gain yards, he takes them. And when you pair that mentality with one of the best offensive lines in football, you start to see why this move is such a big deal. Because it's not just about talent, it's about fit. And this is a perfect fit. The Eagles aren't just building a team. They're building an identity that travels in any condition, any stadium, any weather. Because a dominant run game doesn't rely on perfect conditions, it creates its own advantages. Think about it. When your run game is clicking, everything else opens up. Play action becomes deadly. Defenses are forced to stack the box. And suddenly, your quarterback has more time, more space, and more opportunities downfield. The Eagles understand this better than anyone. They're not just trying to run the ball, they're trying to impose their will. And now, with this signing, they've added another piece to that puzzle. Another layer of physicality. Another threat that defenses have to account for on every single snap. If you're a defensive coordinator watching this move, you're probably not feeling great right now. Because stopping the Eagles just got a lot harder. This team already had a dangerous rushing attack. They already had a quarterback who can extend plays and make defenders hesitate. They already had a system that creates mismatches. Now, they've added more power, more depth, and more versatility. Imagine trying to defend a team that can run inside, outside, through contact, or with speed, all while mixing in creative formations and misdirection. It's exhausting. And that's exactly the point. The Eagles want to wear teams down. They want to dominate time of possession. They want to turn games into physical battles where they have the advantage. And with this signing, that vision becomes even more real. Of course, none of this works without the offensive line. And that's where the Eagles truly separate themselves. Year after year, this has been one of the most dominant units in football. Strong, disciplined, and incredibly well coached. They don't just block, they control. This new addition benefits massively from that. Behind this line, even good runners can look great. But when you put a powerful, talented runner behind them, That's when things get dangerous. The chemistry between the line and the backfield is what makes this system so effective. Timing, angles, and physicality all come together to create running lanes that most teams simply can't replicate. And now, with another weapon in the mix, the Eagles have even more flexibility in how they attack defenses. This move doesn't just affect the run game, it elevates the entire offense. With a stronger ground attack, the passing game becomes more efficient. Defenses can't just sit back and cover, they have to commit resources to stopping the run. And that creates opportunities downfield. It also takes pressure off the quarterback. Instead of having to carry the offense every game, he can rely on a balanced system that keeps defenses guessing. And let's not forget about game control. When you can run the ball effectively, you control the clock. You dictate the pace. You keep your defense fresh. That's how you win tough games. That's how you win in the playoffs. And that's exactly what the Eagles are building toward. Now, let's address the big question: are the Eagles unstoppable? No team is truly unstoppable in the NFL. There are always challenges, always adjustments, always tough matchups. But what the Eagles are doing is putting themselves in the best possible position to succeed. They're building a team that can win in multiple ways. A team that can adapt. A team that can dominate physically when it matters most. And that's what makes them so dangerous. They don't need everything to go perfectly. They don't need ideal conditions. They just need to execute their game plan, and now that plan looks stronger than ever. Fans are already buzzing about this move, and it's easy to see why. There's something exciting about a team that embraces physical football. Something satisfying about watching a defense get pushed back, play after play. This signing has given fans even more confidence that the Eagles are serious about competing at the highest level. Not just making the playoffs, but making a deep run. And when you combine talent, coaching, and a clear identity, that's when special seasons happen. At the end of the day, this signing is about more than just one player. It's about a message. The Eagles are telling the league exactly who they are. They're not trying to be flashy. They're not chasing trends. They're building a team that can dominate in the trenches and control games from start to finish. And with this latest move, they've taken another step toward that goal. So the question now is simple: can anyone stop them? Or are we watching the rise of one of the most physically dominant teams in the NFL? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this the move that puts the Eagles over the top? Or do you think there are still challenges ahead? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because